The things that go on at Sandpine that makes you appreciate it?
I think that it's a community school is very important. Pretty much all of the members of the school live within the community. So a lot of the things that they host there at the school, they have fairs, they have festivals, different fundraising events that really not only brings the school together, but brings the entire Meadow Point community together. It kind of makes them feel like they're a part of something, bigger than themselves by getting to interact with other people that come from the community too.
And is there a high participation?
Very high participation. I think that when you go to those events, it seems like 60 to 70% of the school usually shows up for the events. It's hard to find parking even when there's an event that has to do with the PTA or the school community.
Is there any challenges or anything that has occurred while Ruby's at school?
I think that the biggest challenge we've run into is just that academically Ruby is very advanced, and getting her needs met in school is very difficult for the teachers, not because they don't try, but because their resources are somewhat limited. With scheduling, it's very difficult to bump her up a grade or two for reading groups or math groups. They try to meet her needs within the classroom, but it's not really feasible sometimes when she's the only one reading at the high level that she's at, or doing math at the high level she's at. She can't really get one-on-one instruction. So I think more than anything, the biggest problem has just been keeping her academically challenged, and she's come home bored a whole lot.
What is the method or style of teaching at Sandpine?
I think that there's a full range of styles. Right now, I see a lot of the Common Core standards being implemented, and it seems to me that the teacher she has now is very much a person that does direct instruction. She's got projects, definitely has some enrichment through her math and reading classes, but it's direct instruction a lot more than the inquiry method, I would think.
Okay. And then as far as the surrounding community, how would you describe it in terms of socioeconomics and attention to valuing learning?
I think Meadow Point is definitely upper middle class. Pretty much everyone within the community owns their own home. There are some rentals in some of the townhomes toward the back of Meadow Point too. A few of the homes throughout the community are rentals, but most of them are people who own their own homes, who are very interested in their child's education, very involved in their child's education, and it seems to me that they are involved with the school because of this very high participation rate.
And do you find that the majority of the parents are educated themselves?
I think so. I don't know if it's always going to be both parents that are college educated. I do see a lot of stay-at-home moms in the community. There's dads that go out and work while the moms get to stay home and care for the kids, care for the home. So the moms get to be more involved on a daily basis, whereas the father's more of the professional. I've seen a lot of that. There are some people there that are teachers' children. A lot of teachers' children go to Sandpine, and some professional women as well. But education levels, I would say probably bachelor degree.
And in terms of demographics and diversity, what does that look like in the area?
There's not as much diversity within the Meadow Point community as some of the schools that I've seen. I would say that minorities don't represent a large portion of the population within Meadow Point.
Would you say it's predominantly Caucasian?
Predominantly Caucasian, Hispanic also. There's definitely some people that are East Indian, some Asian families as well, but for the most part it's Caucasian families that live within the Meadow Point community that I've seen.
And do you feel comfortable in the area you live in terms of safety?
Outside of a few incidences, I think that the Meadow Point community is very safe. There have been a few isolated incidents within Meadow Point that kind of bring you up short. But for the most part, we've lived there for close to 10 years now, and we've never had any kind of safety issue within our own community. So I do feel safe there.
And overall, would you say that you're happy with where you choose to live and where you send your children to school?
I'm definitely happy with where I choose to live. I feel very much a part of the community within Meadow Point. As far as the schooling, I really feel that I'm going to have to pursue something else for my kids to get their needs met academically. The teachers at Sandpine are very, very dedicated, very, very hardworking, but there's limited capabilities within, I think, any public school setting to meet the needs of the outliers that kind of go above and beyond. And at this point, I think that in order to have our needs met, and then my son going into kindergarten, his needs met, we're going to have to probably go to a private or a charter school.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.